Border Czar Harris is allowing hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens to enter the United States every month directly through our ports of entry. In August of 2024, DHS encountered a staggering 158,988 aliens nationwide. But out of those total encounters, 98,274, or 62%, were at our ports of entry because the Biden-Harris administration invited them in. This is the fourth month in a row where the number coming in the front door exceeded the number sneaking in. Remember when illegal aliens had to try to sneak across our southern border without detection? When they would have to go find some place to illegally enter the United States that didn't have a border wall? Those days are over. The Biden-Harris administration has opened our front door to millions of illegal aliens. And for the first time in history, more illegal aliens are entering the United States directly through our ports of entry than are getting caught between the ports of entry. Overcrowded schools and hospitals, depleted services for citizens, rampant gang violence and crime. And the Biden-Harris administration is opening our front door and making sure that these illegal aliens are here to stay. Border Czar Harris says the number of illegal crossings is down. That's because she let them in the front door. America First Legal is leading the charge to fight back against the Biden-Harris administration's lawlessness. Follow AFL to learn more.
Okay, who doesn't remember those days? Those were pretty bad days there. And people, we voted to get these illegals out of here and to close the border. You know, Trump is probably the first president in my lifetime who has made campaign promises, and he has kept every campaign promise that he has ever met. Like a checklist, just check, 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 check. And everything that he has promised and everything that he tries to do, these Democrats have shut him down. These liberal judges shut him down. I just don't understand it, people. I don't understand it. Now they have an app warning these illegals which area that ICE is going to be in, which makes no sense, people. You know, if an American would have attacked a police officer, if American would attack ICE workers, we'd be in prison. They're pretty much telling people not to respect ICE, to do what you want to do, come to our country, and the Democrats are going to protect you. People, we can't keep living this way. Rachel Moore and her parents, could you imagine that knock on the door or that phone call that they got? She was savagely destroyed, and it was so bad the police officers didn't even tell the mother. She didn't even find out what really happened until the court date. And these are the people they're protecting. They're not protecting the American citizens. I have kids, grandkids, people I care about. And that's a phone call or a knock on the door that I never, ever would want to have. Now they got an app warning these illegals where ICE is at. People, this is insanity. Insanity. They care more about these illegals, these felons, drug dealers, than they care about the safety of the American people. Check this video out.
The Trump administration steps up ICE raids and mass deportations. One tech developer is pushing back with an app designed to track ICE activity in real time. It's called ICE Block, and it's controversial to say the least. Senator Claire Duffy is with us now. How does this work, Claire, and what are the legal implications?
Yeah, John, I talked with Joshua Aaron, who is the longtime tech worker who developed this platform, and he said he really wants it to be an early warning system for people about the location of immigrations and customs enforcement officers. So he says he does not want people interfering with those officers' activity, but he does want people to be able to avoid them altogether if they want. So you open the app, it looks like a map, and users can tap the map to report an ICE sighting in their area, and then everybody who uses the platform within 5 miles of that sighting will get a push alert. This is a free iPhone app. It is anonymous. Aaron says he doesn't collect any user data. And what I think is really interesting about this in this moment is we've seen so many of the biggest leaders in tech supporting President Trump. But Aaron is sort of an example of the fact that there are people within the tech industry who are really resistant to Trump's policies. I asked him what he would say to those tech leaders who, for example, were at the inauguration. Here's what he told me. Take a listen.
I understand that you have shareholders to report to. I understand that you have employees that need their paychecks. But at what point do you say enough is enough?
And John, I should say that ICE did not respond when I asked them about this platform and about Aaron's opposition to their activity.
ICE says assaults on agents are up over 500% this year. But instead of protecting the brave men and women working for ICE, CNN is out with this. An article touting a brand new app that alerts people of ICE sightings in their area.
People, all I could say is wow. Just wow. It just totally just destroys my mind. And that doesn't take a whole lot, but this is... these ICE agents are in jeopardy every day to begin with. Can you just imagine if they were just got to go arrest people, pick and deport without CNN, without MSNBC, without the Democrats screaming and yelling what they're doing and all this, that, whatever. Could you imagine if they could just do their job? Okay? They can't just do their job. They're wearing masks on their face, not because they're embarrassed, not because they're ashamed of what they're doing. They're wearing masks on their faces because they're getting death threats. Some moron was putting their name on the internet and their address to where they live. Not only are they getting threats, their loved ones are getting threats. And people, anybody who has loved ones that they care about, that is the worst possible thing you could do to anybody. They're not worried about themselves, they're worried about their families, and they do a job. They do a job, people, right now, that is probably one of the most feared jobs on the planet. These guys every day wake up and wonder if they're coming home to their loved ones. And then you got these assholes putting stuff out there to make their life even more difficult and more dangerous than it already is. People, we voted for the deportations. Why are they pushing so hard to keep them here? Why? Because it's Trump. If that was Biden, well, we all know Biden never even had a thought, so let me rephrase that. People, we're getting to a point where these Democrats are putting socialists into office. They're pushing communism. They're just destroying our country. And anybody who ever votes for a Democrat again, and I know people that watch this are very intelligent people, and they don't just listen to one person or one news channel. They're listening to multi-channels to find out what the truth really is. These Democrats aren't the Democrats that we grew up with or our parents grew up with. These people are insane. Most of them are from other countries. Now we're starting to put people from other countries into office. Make that make sense. And they want to change our country. I like my country. I love my country, and so do you people. I don't want it changed. Let's get into a real perspective on this.
Well, we are putting in place and enforcing the Alien Registration Act, which is using every single tool that we have at our disposal to do exactly what President Trump promised the American people. The Alien Registration Act says that within 30 days of being in this country illegally, someone must register with the federal government. They will be fingerprinted. They must announce that they are here. And if they do so, they can avoid criminal charges and fines, and we will help them relocate right back to their home country. And what this does is provide them an opportunity to come back someday and to be a part of the American dream. If they don't register, they're breaking the federal law, which has always been in place. We're just going to start enforcing it to make sure that these aliens go back home. And when they want to be an American, then they can come and visit us again.
Well, people, how much easier is it than that? It's just mind-boggling why our country has to suffer why we have to have these illegals. Look, I don't want anybody's family hurt. I don't want anybody hurt whatsoever. But these people just, they have to go, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, that's what we voted for. I just don't understand why such a hard pushback from the Democrats. They love these riots. They just love this chaos underneath Trump. But Trump's not the one that opened the border. He's the one who nailed it shut. And people, and I know people that watch this, you people are just awesome people. You just care about your country. You're not for illegals being here, and I hope to God that they get them out of here, and I hope to God no ICE agents get hurt, and I hope to God no more females get hurt. This just has to stop, people. It has to stop. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you guys could please subscribe, like, or share, or buy me a cup of coffee to help keep the lights on. That's in the comment section. I'm off to work like you guys, and I will see you next time.